Experience is a great teacher, though. If we learn, sometimes we go through the experiences and we still don't learn.
What was the qualities that got you guys to settle, even though you knew he ain't all the way there, but I'm gonna just love him anyway?
It's little things like that. Like, don't make me get up and go feed the kids. Can you please go handle it? I know I normally do, but you see that my temperature is 102 right now, and I can barely move.
What I say I want someone to be honest. You say that, we say that, but then when someone is honest with us,
I think what we really
sometimes I can't handle
right.
it.
We want people honest enough not to hurt our feelings.
Right.
Please be honest until it hurts my feelings. Then don't be honest.
With me no more.
Don't be that honest.
It's just all about the delivery, though. Like, I want the honesty, even if it does hurt my feelings.
Okay.
Do I want you to come and yell it in my face or say it in a derogatory way? Aggressive,
confrontational.
Yeah. No, I don't want it that way.
Right.
But, you know, if I'm gaining weight, please tell me I'm gaining weight. And that I probably need to lay off that box of Little Debbie's that I got in there.
Yes.
You know, don't tell me, no, baby, you look good. No, baby, you look good.
If you don't feel that way.
Then it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel like you're genuine with me. And now I don't know when to trust you and when not to trust you.
That's a good point. That's a very, very good point.
So I want your honesty, whether it hurts my feelings or not.
Do you want the honesty, I slept with somebody else?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Don't keep that from me. If you did it, let me know.
Let me make the decision
of whether I want
to
us
stay
to
with you or not.
Right.
Or if I want to leave. So yes, I want to know.
Now, I remember a comedian, Chris Rock, said, you know, your woman be telling you, look, just tell me it'll be okay. Okay. And you hear that, you like, okay, yeah, I did it. Is it okay? No, it's not.
I am never going to tell my man that it's going to be okay. Because I don't know. I'm not, that's where my honesty steps in.
I hear you.
I can't tell you, you know,
but it's
I
still
promise
better.
you I ain't going to get mad. Because I can't promise that.
Yeah.
That's a promise
I can't keep.
I can't promise you I won't leave.
But
I can't promise that.
Even that,
I still want to know.
It's still better than lying and hiding it, and you find out later. That's
later
still
on
better.
down the road, I find out in a different manner.
That's fair.
And now you have broken everything from the time that occurred until now. Everything feels broken to me.
And that's more broken than him just telling you.
Absolutely.
Outright.
Because then there's no opportunity for that brokenness. Like, you tell me, and we either move on together, or we separate. There's not this long period of you were doing for me, but was it genuine?
Because you're
Let me write this down and take it back to the fellas. Just go ahead and tell them.
Because you're my husband. You're called to love me.
Now the daggers. Here the daggers come from. I am in the lion's den.
You're called to love me the way Christ loved the church, right?
Yes, I am.
And so what you owe me is a choice. Because God gives us a choice. He says choose me. Yeah. So in every step of the way, no matter what transpires between us, I should have a choice with full knowledge of everything that's going on. What you owe me, if you love me, is a choice.
I
agree with that.
And I feel like all y'all are beautiful, smart, intelligent women. But I have dated some women in the past that I feel, if I would have been upfront and honest, I wouldn't have no tires.
Absolutely, because you want to know why?
Please,
I'll tell you the same thing that I tell my kids. There's consequences for every action, whether it be positive or negative.
Fair enough.
There's going to be a consequence.
Right.
So, you know, I'm not going to slash your tires, but you might lose me. And you knew that when you slept with her.
Which is
if you ain't had no tires, it's because you ain't living right.
Yeah.
If you want to keep the tires on your car, then keep your fingers in your face.
I wouldn't slash your tires. I wouldn't slash your tires.
I ain't gonna slash no tires. I paid for it. But I do some things.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Well, what qualities or attributes would a man have to have for you to consider dating him exclusively? So for you to make a choice, and I know you've already made that choice, but based on what attributes?
So I need somebody that's self-sufficient. You know, I need them to be able to provide. I am so sick of taking in people who I see potential in. They don't see the same potential in themselves.
But you've learned that through experience.
Oh, God.
Because when you're a teenager, cute to do. He's so fine.
Oh, he's so fine.
That's enough. You can't stop it.
And I know he can do this, and I know that he can do that.
He's so smart.
That's not what he want to do.
Honestly, I think that's the first thing in any any type of relationship or attraction. It's that physicality first. You see people, you see what they look like, you see who they are. The only difference is when we're younger, we stop there.
Stop right there.
And so the goal is that when we get older and progress and become more wise, we don't just stop there. We look for more. But that physical is definitely a part of it. I don't want no ugly booger.
Experience is a great teacher, though. If we learn, sometimes we go through the experiences and we still don't learn, and we still stop after fine. After fine.
Yeah, because I've been in a relationship where he was fine. He was on the eye. It was like candy. But that attitude, and he was demeaning. He talked to me like
that drops that track.
Right. That changed all that. So now when I look at him, like, what? What was I thinking? Yeah. So I think I'm kind of past that physical. Now don't get me wrong.
You got to be.
He fine now. He fine. He cute. He handsome. But
that's not the end.
That's not it.
That's not the end.
That's not what does it for me.
Yeah, it's important, but you can't stop right
there.
Because you definitely don't want to be like, ooh, he's so sweet, but that thing ugly. That's why he know he is.
Let me tell you what this older lady told me. I was married, and I think it may have been around the time like we were separated, then we'll get back together. Separated, then we'll get back together type thing before we actually got a divorce. She said, let me tell you something. She said, that man too pretty. I said, what? She said, anytime a man walk by a mirror and look at himself, that man too pretty.
Jeez.
Say he too pretty. She said, let me tell you what you need. You need a black, ugly man.
That's what she said.
That work. Look, she said that work at Monroe or somewhere like that. That smell like oil. Baby, he'll treat you so good.
Not smell like oil.
I guess you gotta pick and choose what's important.
But I mean, you still got to. I gotta get a little
that was so funny.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
You can clean them up.
He paid his bills, but he know
she said he give me his whole check on Friday.
Like I took her play that game when she cleaned Bobby Brown up in that movie. Did y'all see that movie?
Yeah,
she got him.
I love Bobby Brown.
She knows, but he had his teeth hanging out.
He the ugliest thing.
See? Look, that just did something. Go ahead,
Don't make not stop looking
in the mirror.
Do not look at yourself in the mirror.
All right, here we go.
Hey, I don't think the people are confused. Everybody know that you just now start being a decent man.
Don't do that.
Everybody knows that this is not who you are.
You need that.
I saw the
I did every bit of it. I did every bit of it.
She put some work in.
Have at it.
Qualities that men have had in the past that caused you guys to, I guess, settle and date them exclusively, even though they weren't the total package. So what was the qualities, I guess, that fooled you maybe? I don't know if that's the right way to package that, but what was the qualities that got you guys to settle, even though you knew he ain't all the way there, but I'm gonna just love him anyway. Yeah.
Mine was the success factor. Like he's successful, had so many qualities. Like he made me laugh. Like he could hold the conversation. It wasn't me having to, pull this conversation out. He could hold the conversation, make me laugh. He was so successful. I love that. I love that success on a person.
Gotcha.
Somebody tell the truth. He broke your back.
Also,
tell the truth. When your back getting broke.
I think mine was more of just the time that they spent with me.
So
like if they put a lot of time in it, like take me around their family and and things like that. Because I mean, I've talked to some people that didn't. I don't know who that mama is or things like that. You know, it was what it was. But once they, like Ed said, started showing me some attention, you know, made me feel like I was the one. That was
that kept you there.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
I just knew it was gonna be, because I can't think of anything that's gonna keep me. So, boy, I can't. Ooh, this bed.
Look,
the way you lay me down will keep me in a situation. I need to let him go, but the way he lay me down.
You don't need to be honest.
Please be honest.
No, it really was the success thing that kind of just attracted me. But then when we got into it, you know, it was, you know, that feeling that they were able to provide, where it kind of made it sexualized. You know, it sexualized the whole relationship pretty much. Yeah. And then to top it off, they were narcissistic, so they could talk me out of my drawers or anything else. Yeah. This man had me thinking God might not really be real.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it was the aliens that made us, and you know, and I've
but something about it drew you in.
I've been in church all my life. I know God is real, and He had me. I don't know what it was, whether it was that success, whether it was those feelings that I allowed Him to, you know, give me. I don't know what it was, but he allowed me to change those core things that you were talking about. He allowed me to go deep and change exactly who I knew I was inside. Became a totally different person.
Right.
So, yeah, that was scary. And you have to be really, really careful with allowing those type of people in your life. Because they can do damage, boy. They can do some damage.
Which is why it's so important for you to know going in who you are.
Absolutely.
Know who you are and stick to that.
Then there's no room for anyone else to tell you any different. You know who you are.
Because there are men who will tell you who you are if you don't know.
And I can say that relationship, you know, I went into it not knowing who I was, and that was my downfall. That's why he was able to come in. Yeah, he was narcissistic, but that's why he had the power to completely change my views on so many things, because I was not steadfast in from all the different hurt from the other relationships, not just in a lover type, but, you know, relationships like with my dad and other men who were supposed to, and that was my sidetrack question for Kiki earlier. You said you saw that. You saw your parents being married.
My mom and my stepdad. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you saw a loving relationship in how someone should be treated coming up? I'm just curious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it kind of makes me question, because I didn't see that. I didn't see that lovingness in how a relationship, I guess, should be. And it just makes me curious of how we could be going through and attracting the same things and going through the same stuff, and we had different upbringings. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have those the same experience.
To a certain extent. You also got to realize, like, my father, my biological father, that's what that's what
got it.
That's what my main focus was on. It wasn't on they're here. When I looked at other people's relationships with their dads and things like that, that's what I felt like I should have. You know, like I deserve to have that relationship with my dad.
My biological
father. See, I thought you were talking about your biological father earlier, but stepdad, okay.
No, I was talking about, like, it stemmed from me trying to fill that void from my biological father.
When you were saying, you know, you saw that relationship, that love relationship, and being married, I thought it was your dad and your mom. Okay,
my
so
stepdad
we do have
and my mom,
common ground.
Yeah.
So this one is a 3-part question. How many men have you dated in the past that had everything you were looking for? How many men have you fumbled, and then how many do you feel fumbled you? So do you feel like you came across somebody in the past that could have been the one, but you weren't mature enough relationally at that time to see it? Like, how many have you fumbled? And then how many were you fully present for and you feel like they weren't in a place and they fumbled you? You like, I really could have been a really, really good woman for that man, but he wasn't relationally ready for me.
I feel like there's one that I fumbled.
Okay.
And I question whether I really fumbled it or not, because he did have everything except for
you can say it.
Okay.
Bedroom,
really
boom.
please in the bed.
I mean, but what's it, 12?
Well,
How old was
he
he?
wasn't 12. I am not going to jail.
No, when you were 12. She said when you were 12.
I was 12.
I'm not saying you are not.
No, I'm saying, was it a young thing? Because I mean, who know what they're doing when
It
they're
was
15?
it was a little younger. I mean, it was old enough for me to have known, but I was clouded from an ex.
Right.
So I fumbled that. I let that go. I have never met anyone who I feel like had 100%.
Well, yeah, not 100, 80.
You know, could give me everything that I was looking for.
But he was the closest.
But he was probably he was absolutely.
And you think you fumbled it because you were
I did.
caught on some.
And he even said, please don't break my heart. And I know that feeling. And I made him feel
That
what
way.
so many other people have made me feel like. And I still struggle with that now. I mean, he's married with children and moved on. But this was somebody who I knew from a kid on up. And we just had some type of special relationship. And then when life presented itself to reintroduce us at a later age, I fumbled that all the way. And I still beat myself up about it sometimes now. But there's so many men who fumble me.
I got you. You feel like a ton
That
of them.
sounded kinky. I'm sorry.
Flag on the police! Flag on the flag. Kiki. Did you fumble any?
Of course. One that sticks out the most, and when I see him or something comes over on social media, something like that, I'd be like, dang, Keith, that was you. That was you. But at the time, I was in that situationship thing, and and messed the whole thing up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a hurtful feeling, boy, when you know you messed up. So.
Yeah.
Was it big for you to be able to say it? That you know that you didn't.
That we can make mistakes.
Yeah.
All right. I got another 3-part question. Here we go. Do you feel like culture has played a part in why it's hard to find a good man to settle down with? Do you think the player pimp mentality in music and movies and the pride of generational heartbreakers, like, he's such a heartbreaker, is that affecting the pool? And is Netflix and chill, is that killing romance and chivalry these days?
I think that just looking at like the way that younger women present themselves to guys, like, we don't stand a chance, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I've been places and a girl walked up to a guy and said, I want to do this, and this to you.
It's plummeted.
And I was like, really? Really?
Yes.
I can't do that. I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But they like stuff like that, though. They like girls like that.
Stop it right there.
Until it gets to a certain point, I think.
They like girls like that to sleep with. But a man, a real man, who is looking for a wife will entertain that maybe, but she'll never go in the wife column. Men who want a wife are still looking for a certain quality of woman, and that ain't gonna cut it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it makes it hard as far as like the dating,
the initial dating
part of it.
Because even while you're dating, they still walking up handing it out.
Right.
And that's the question.
And I can't compete with
follow
that.
up with that. Like, so if you know, well, a man ain't gonna really turn that down, and I'm not gonna do it, but you know there's a shelf life he gonna have with her. If he tries to circle back and be like, okay, listen, I know I was chasing the little fast girl, but I'm ready now. Does that now turn you off because he fell?
Yes. Because what men have to understand, and I don't think y'all do, because you're so the ego is so big, and you think that you all that pretty much.
Absolutely.
So you feel like, I can go over here and get the little fast thing. But what I don't understand is these men are delivering their penises and our DMs every day. I show you.
She does.
These men know I'm married. And I get DMs all the time.
Y'all that's gonna DM him.
I show him just so he can know.
Yeah.
Like, you big.
Like,
you
I'm
be
still a
scared
cat.
to some people.
I'm still a cat.
Like, and they not afraid of you. That's how you feel. Like, ain't nobody gonna try my one. They will.
They do.
We could be in the same at a party or something. If you walk over there, the second you walk away.
Yeah.
They're gonna be right here. So men have to understand. Even though you having to turn down stuff, we gotta turn it down too. And so there has to be an understanding that we are both turning stuff down. Don't go over here and think you're gonna play and then just come back. Unless you want me to go play and come back. Are we playing? Because if we playing, say we playing.
Red Rover, Red Rover.
Sugar ducky, quack, quack.
Fair enough.
I don't even remember what the question was. We'll go on to the next one.
Well, go ahead.
So when we see a man, we know if he makes us tingle in the right places. Like initially, we know the ones that make us say, Lord, mercy. So this is what I want to know. So how soon after meeting somebody do you generally know whether you want to entertain him beyond the bedroom? Because I mean, we can look at somebody and be like, well, the thing is, he could probably get it. He could get it. I'm telling you right now, he could get it.
And twice on Sunday.
On Sunday? Why Sunday?
Before and after church.
You can't.
Well, Sunday is Sunday too, but
You can't talk. Don't you talk.
you're right.
Please don't.
You're right. But how soon do you think you know if this person has potential beyond that?
I think fairly soon. I don't know a time frame, but like I
It's
think
quick for you.
It's pretty quick for me.
Like you go out with somebody, you could be like, "Oh, this is cool," or
are you stimulating my mind?
It's the mind thing for both of y'all, right? For me too.
We're cancers.
Yeah.
We're cancers.
Well, I'm a Virgo. And you
gotta stimulate that.
Yeah.
So it's fairly quickly.
If you got misspelled words just across your forehead, I can see them in your eyes. You can see them. It's people. You can see it.
My problem is not realizing quickly that they are or are not. My problem is, okay, now that I know that they're not, let me walk away. That's my problem.
Right. You like, I know you're not, but you so fine.
God, you got so much potential. Cause you see how fun
You know what? I'm gonna teach you how to spell that word.
Let me fill out your resume. You can get a better job than that.
I see the potential way too much. I need to. I think that's probably my issue. I
fell in love as a child. I fell in love with potential.
That was me. I'm married. Potential.
Sorry. Sorry.
But fairly quickly, you know, if you see more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't have any time to waste. I don't really have any time to waste. This probably my last good relationship.
Right here.
Right here. And if it don't work, then
you gonna get another one. I'm gonna tell you right now.
How you figure?
Because I know people that cook. I ain't gonna put you out there, though, baby. All I'm saying is people in their 70s out here living their best life.
I see
70s.
And I
living their best life.
I was really discouraged because I was like, dude, boy, ain't nobody out there in this whole dating game that could be potential. But I am really hopeful because I look at people like your parents and I know that like true love really exists. Like, is it rare? Yeah, it is. But it really exists. And I actually used your parents as an example when I was talking to my son the other day. And I guess this goes back to that culture question real quick. So he does music. And I'm listening to his music. And every other word is be. Like, it's just be this and be that. And I was like, dude, I didn't raise you. You want somebody calling your mama that? Like,
that's
why? And his response is, Mama, it's all about giving people what they want to hear. And that is the end thing right now. Like, if I don't put be in my music, ain't nobody gonna buy it. Ain't nobody gonna listen to it. Like, I need that.
It's got a point.
That is concerning.
It's a bad one, but it's a point.
You know, it really is because he just got out of a relationship. He's 20. He just got out of what he thought was gonna be his thing, and now he's at a point where it is, man, bump love. I am never giving my heart to nobody else again. And I tried to get him to understand. Right after her, he wasn't quite like that. He went through his little, couple month phase of trying to talk to a whole bunch of different people. They just like her. They just like her. Yep. This, and that, or whatever. Yep. So we had a conversation last week, and I had to tell him, dude, like, you're gonna attract the things that you're trying to attract. Yep. If your music has B in it, every other word, guess what you're going to attract? Like, if you want a wholesome girl, because me as a wholesome one, I love you, son, and I'm going to support you, but I don't want to listen to that. I don't want to listen to that music where, all women or, and this B did this. And he was like, no, that's a good thing. That's not a good thing, baby. Right. You ain't no way you can explain that to be a good thing to me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I just told him, you got to, change it up. Because if you don't change it up, you're going to keep getting these B's that you're talking about.
You attract what you put out.
You do. You really do.
Well, I think, like, in our age range with dating, like, we've been in relationships, we've experienced relationships. Uncle Dobie's age, he's lived his life, he's did this and he's did that. So dating is very much different.
Yeah.
Dating at our age is the devil.
It really is.
Yes, because I think that everybody is so conformed to their ways. Stuck to their ways, and we come from a generation is if you don't do it for me, then somebody else will type of thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so people give up so easily. Mm-hmm. They give up so easily when it comes to relationships and things of that nature.
Because I'm that
way.
Like
nobody wants to work on the things that are not right. Mm-hmm. It's easier to say, you know what, here go them papers.
Right.
But that's not my goal.
All right.
So this is probably my last good relationship.
I hope this is the one.
I hope this is the one.
If it's not, it ain't got to be your last.
And I hope my the one is out there.
We're going to get to that. Last question. So, in my favorite movie, do y'all know what my favorite movie is?
Color Purple.
It's not. It's one of them, but it's not my number one.
Coming to America.
It is Coming to America. So my favorite
one or two.
Coming to one. I like two, but one is one.
Yeah.
Prince Hakeem led Lisa, the woman he was pursuing, to believe that he was a poor student struggling to get by. And when she found out that he lied and was actually royalty, she was very upset. So the remedy he proposed was to renounce his throne. He was willing to give up his position as a Princess Zamunda if it meant being a better man for her. And I'm reading this because I don't want to leave anything out. So the love of a husband to a wife is parallel in the Bible, like I said, with Christ, loving the church. It's a sacrificial love. Mm-hmm. Based on your dating and marital experience, what types of things have you learned you want your future husband to be willing to sacrifice for you? Like, how can a man love you sacrificially?
So what I want is him to be able to sacrifice in a way where he's okay with putting himself in the background. Like, it's not about
specific. Because I'm asking you this because I think that men need to hear women say what that means to them.
It's not about how your day was today. It's about, baby, how was your day today? You might have had a rough one, but how many times do you come in? Because that's something I do all the time. How was your day today? Mm-hmm. When my son calls me when he gets home from school, that's the first thing. Hey, baby, how was school today? Mm-hmm. Tell me about school. So, like in my mind, that would be amazing for a man to want to ask me how my day was. Just little sacrifices, like don't always put yourself first.
Like what?
I know you want these specifics. Right. That's why I told you to tell me the questions ahead of time.
Okay, so look, you can think about it. You can pause for a second and think, because I think a lot of men say, yeah, I love my woman, I'll die for her. But I don't think it's always about laying your life down on the line. Because when you love people, you will. It's little things. Will you live sacrificially for me?
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
If I know you're sick and we got kids running around, I'm not going to, it's just something about, when I say put me first instead of yourself, it's little things like that. Like, don't make me get up and go feed the kids. Can you please go handle it? I know I normally do, but you see that my temperature is 102 right now, and I can barely move. Can you go do it? Without me asking you to.
Well, no, that's big.
I know that's big because I think, men don't think along
not all of them, and I think that's something that you might have to grow to. That's a piece, and I think. If you line up 100 women, I bet at least 95 of them gonna say, we'll add on the without me asking you to. That's the one thing we talk about all the time. Anything I ask him to do, he's willing to do. But golly, I wish I didn't have to ask. All the time. And he was like, why you can't just tell me what it is you want? And I appreciate him. I tell him all the time, thank you so much for doing the things I ask. But I don't want to have to tell you. Yeah. I don't want to have to instruct everything.
But even in that, okay. So I will compromise and say that even if I have to ask you to do stuff,
do it.
Can you actually do it?
Do it.
Like,
and do it right.
Not come back at me with, but why? Or, it's like a kid. I had to tell my son that other day, you ain't got to ask me why every time I tell you something. Like, if I'm asking you to do something, and you know that I'm normally the nurturer, I'm always doing for you and the kids and everybody else. But I'm asking you to do something for me, don't do it grudgingly.
Right.
Like, want to do that, desire to do that just because I want you to.
So that's really why you say without you asking, because the sacrificial piece would be for him to see you not feeling well and to say, I know she usually does this. Yes. Let me do this for her.
Because that is voluntarily. That's like connection on another level.
Right, it is.
You can see me.
Because we see it all the time.
Yeah.
And we do stuff all the time.
Yeah. And I know that I'm that type of person where I see the person that I'm with, whether they see me or not. That's just who I am. I see them. I see the things they're going through. I see how they're moving a little bit differently today than what they did yesterday. They're talking a little bit differently today than what they did yesterday. So, something's going on. That connection that I have is let me figure out what it is and what I can do to help. I want somebody to be able to do that same thing for me.
Right.
Yeah.
One of my things would probably be to actually listen. Guys don't really listen.
Yeah, y'all not good at it.
Y'all don't really listen.
You hear us, but you ain't listening.
Yeah, but you don't listen.
You hear us talking.
You don't really listen. like Felicia said, be able to see me. Like if I'm gonna ask you how was your day today, and I'm gonna listen to they got on my nerves, blah 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 blah. But when I need that, I need for you to actually listen. Yeah. I need for you to actually listen.
Not just use the plate.
Yeah, and
for real.
Yeah.
And it's not just the listening thing. Because if I tell you how my day was, and I tell you that there was some issue, I want you to be thinking about how to make it better.
How you gonna make it better? Where's my Starbucks?
Yeah.
Where's my brown?
Just, I love Starbucks, and that's a pick me up. It's gonna put a smile on my face.
Because I know that about you.
One thing.
So you should know that.
But women are so much different than men. We think so much differently than they do.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I really had to realize with love, and that's with friendship, that's with anything. Just because they do not show their love the way that I show it, does not mean that they don't love me.
Facts.
That's one of the hardest.
That's the way I need to be loved.
Once I communicate
what
I need from you,
I need you to be able to give that to me.
I need you to work on
Yeah.
loving me this way.
Way.
And it might change from season to season.
It may. Yeah.
5 years ago, I just need you to bend me over because that's how I feel love. But now, I need you to see that I'm falling asleep on this couch, and I need you to go in there and put that food up and clean that kitchen. That's love.
You're so crazy.
Baby, take us out, baby.
Okay, let's take it out. I'm about to go. I'm about to catch all the I'm writing all this down. Do stuff.
Me and Felicia been as good as we can be. Me and Kiki will get the
I'm almost at that point where you release me now.
They about to let loose. And I'm like, man, you've been friends with Mike for all these years. I didn't know you like Starbucks. See, that's something a man paid attention to.
And how many times have I come over there with a Starbucks cup? And he didn't even see it. You don't see me, Ed. I need you to see me.
Well, you already know that we like to eat, and I haven't this morning, so wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Here we go. All right, so Kiki, you're taken. So you off the market. So fellas, don't shoot no shot. Kiki. Felicia, you're still single, and I know you're in the process, but tell the men how they can, take that shot and
how can they contact you?
So the crazy talk to them.
To help speed up her process. Go ahead.
It's Felicia Ann Robertson on Facebook. But here's the thing, though. I'm so over this doggone social media thing. So I don't get on there very often.
Gotcha.
Because every time I get on there, like when I see these messages come through, I am so
okay. So pause the aggravation. If you'd like to contact Felicia, contact me. Let me go through and let me vet you. Yes. And let me ask you some questions, and then I'll let you know.
Or go to the local Starbucks. You may see her there and buy her a cup of coffee.
So, thank you guys so much for coming.
This was a great conversation. I appreciate y'all. Y'all didn't throw too many daggers at me, so I appreciate it.
Hopefully we help the fellas out.
If you're preparing yourself to meet your soulmate, and you try dating and keep choosing the wrong person, or you keep making terrible decisions and you self-sabotage, just know that you don't have to continue doing this. You can't be your best self by yourself. You need community, and we would love to walk through this with you. That is why we created the experience, Where is Bae? The Soulmate Search. When you complete it, you will know and understand how the chemicals in your body keep playing tricks on you, leading you astray, and how to beat that. The type of person you truly want, and how to identify them. How to grow and develop into the best version of yourself so you're able to attract and sustain the right relationship. For more information on the Where's Bae experience, go to onevisionerc.com, click on Marriage Tools, then click on Where's Bae. Get started today and get right and ready for Bae. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel so you won't miss new content. Like the video so we'll know you enjoyed it, and share it with someone so they too can be blessed. Have a great day.